Oh man, I couldn't find anything in time. I realized there was nothing in this room. I was like, wait, there's nothing.
I didn't bring anything.
I did it. I was like, what do I could have just did my Captain America shirt. I didn't even was not prepared for this. Welcome everybody to another edition of Zia Comic Weekly, where we get to nerd out for the next half hour, talk about all things that are nerd, comic books, some of your favorite Marvel movies, DC movies, anything else in between. Of course, we're going to be talking about that, all the great stuff. Myself and my man Troy checking in with us. What's up, Troy? How you doing? Good morning.
Good. How about yourself, man? It's a little earlier than normal, but that's with good reason.
Yes, I guess we can talk about that good reason because it's exciting, man. San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah, it's the first in-person San Diego Comic Con in what, 3 years, I think.
I was looking that up. I was like, yeah, this is the first one in 3 years.
Yeah, it's crazy, and they're still being very, very careful. I mean, still masks are mandatory. You either have to be fully vaxxed or show a negative test. And they have testing sites all over the place nearby. But yeah, and they're being really, really strict on the mask. So, I mean, it's not like, you see people who wear it down below their nose and why bother?
No, they have it on their chin.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen people wear it up on their head. Well, I'm wearing my mask. I said, get out.
Yeah, no, and I believe South Park referred to it as a chin diaper. That's what they referred to it as, chin diaper. So if they have the chin diaper, that's what they were wearing. So yeah,
yeah. I've even seen people wear like lace masks where it just looks like fishnet across their face. I'm like, I understand you think you're being edgy, but come on, man.
I got this face mask at Victoria's Secret. It's lace. It's to bring out the sex appeal in my face mask. But
the ear holes are really big, though.
I was checking a little bit of the website. Of course, they were talking about, obviously there's the testing sites. A lot is going on, just getting the updates. What are you looking forward to for San Diego Comic Con?
Oh, man. Like I said, if you've never been to San Diego Comic Con, the whole city just adopts Comic-Con for that.
Yeah.
For like a half-mile radius around the convention center, everything is Comic-Con related, including they buy out restaurants and all these storefronts and put their stuff in it, and it's crazy. Plus, it's so close to Hollywood. Every celebrity usually ends up there, and it's just the problem is it's not like these smaller local cons where you can buy your ticket, go get in line and meet the guy and get your autograph and stuff. Man, these are a lot of them are lottery based, and it's just you're lucky. And even if you do get the lottery to get it, you're still waiting a few hours in line just to get up there and get it. It's crazy.
But it's got to be exciting, man. I've always said that that's a bucket list, I think, for a lot of us, is to go to the San Diego Comic Con, because that's the one where I think we get all the exclusives. We're about to find out what's coming from Marvel, DC, some of your favorite, comic books, Pokemon, you name it, man. It's not just comics. It's not just superheroes. No. It's everything.
That's where a lot of them drop their new stuff. In fact, I got lucky. I won the lottery to get the Ozzy Osbourne signing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The new comic book with him and Todd McFarlane. They're going to be signing in the Stern Pinball booth. So, I mean, Stern Pinball is going to be at San Diego Comic-Con.
I'm glad you mentioned that. So this morning on the big show, we were talking about how they're supposed to have this 20-foot inflatable of Ozzy Osbourne. Mm-hmm. Like, to promote this, it's supposed to be this huge inflatable. And we were wondering, well, will Ozzy be there? We know he's been dealing with the health conditions and he's better now, but was he going to be there? That's crazy. You're going to be there for that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's supposed to. Well, they did. Their big exclusives. You get the way they're doing it now. You get so many points for each ticket you have, each day ticket.
Yeah.
And I think it's on Friday. For that day, I put all my points in the Ozzy signing, and it came back and said, "Hey, you won." I was just like, "Oh, amazing! This is gonna be crazy."
So it all kicks off today, and I believe it goes through the weekend, right? It goes all the way till Sunday.
Yeah, well, actually, preview night was yesterday. They actually have a preview night on Wednesday, and then it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I gotta tell you,
crazy.
My funniest story about Comic-Con is, we went to San Diego one time, and I didn't realize we went to San Diego the aftermath of Comic-Con.
Ugh.
We had to go for something totally different. But then you get there, it is crazy how much is still being recovered. Like, I mean, there was Starbucks that they were having to kind of take everything down. It's about the time, like, I don't know, there was something going on with Harry Potter, and there was just a lot of stuff, and they were still having to kind of like, okay, they were still cleaning the convention center like 5 days later, and
like a big hangover.
Oh man, it is. It's got to be like one big part. There were still people dressed up walking down La Jolla, and I'm like, "What?
The walk of shame?"
Yeah, I was like, "Wasn't this
what day is it?
Can you tell me what week we're in?" Because
it's like even the hotels near there. I mean, they have like full displays from top to bottom of upcoming stuff.
Yeah,
the gas lamp is nothing but a huge freaking pop culture advertisement.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's the mecca, and it's really hard to get tickets for that one because they're limited on space, so they can only sell X number of tickets, and that's usually a harder ticket to get is San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, man, everything about it looks amazing. So when you told me, I was like, oh my God, he's going. Like, that is crazy, man. So all right, so you got Ozzy that you're gonna go check out. What else are you looking forward to for San Diego Comic-Con?
Artist Alley. I always love hitting Artist Alley up. I'm a big sucker for original artwork, and all the big name guys. New York City Comic-Con and San Diego Comic-Con have the two best artist alleys.
Yeah,
and it's just walking through there, just looking at all the art, getting to actually meet the creators and talk. If they don't have a big line, they'll actually talk to you for a little while. Artist Alley is the thing for me.
He can't get to San Diego fast enough, people.
No, we're flying out later today.
He's ready to go. I just keeping up with some of the celebrities that you see on Instagram. Like I saw Gabriel Iglesias. He'll be having his Funko comedian setups there. He'll be there. There was also a rumor, and I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. I guess they're going to announce that Henry Cavill is going to come back as Superman.
I hope so. He's a great Superman.
They're saying that's going to be that's a rumor, but guys, this is me doing my TMZ searches. But they're saying he could be coming back, and that's supposed to be the big moment for DC.
I got a Henry Cavill story for you. I peed next to him and didn't even know it. Have I told you this story?
Yes, you have. And it's like, dude, like it's Superman. Like
he was wearing the luchador mask. And this was during the year Suicide Squad came out.
Yeah.
And I have a friend who has a booth in the small press area. So I was hanging out there, and that's also the aisle they walk him out from wherever it is in the back. And right up from him was the DC booth. So, I was with him, I was holding on, I go to the bathroom, and this big, Henry Cavill's a big dude in real life. And, he's next to me, and I'm like, oh, crap. And I thought he was there for that. They had a show out that time about luchadors. And I figured, oh, he's with that show. Come find out, I went home later at night, and I was not home, to the hotel room watching news, and it showed that luchador mask dude come up and with Will Smith, and he pulls up the mask and shows him it's him, Henry Cavill. I was like, oh, I peed next to that guy.
Hey, but it's crazy though. Like, I would imagine something like that. You don't know who you're gonna bump into. You're just like,
I bumped into Danny DeVito, almost ran into me one time. Just out and around the convention center. Especially with the creators, if you know what the writers and artists look like, the general populace usually doesn't know, and they'll just be standing there, nobody talking to them. I met Scott Snyder. He was standing in front of one of the hotels, and I was just like, I think that's Scott Snyder. And I walked up to him. I was like, hey, can I get a picture with you? He's like, well, why you want a picture with me? I was like, because you're freaking Scott Snyder. He's like, yeah, good reason.
Right. Like, oh, yeah, because it's like, dude, do you not realize you're just out in public like that?
These crowds, I don't know if you've seen the crowds on the outside of San Diego Comic Con. It's just a mass of moving people. It's crazy. And they're all walking right by him. Didn't know him.
Man, but there's so much. I can imagine so much going on that something happens like that. And like you say, in that moment, you're like, did I just pass by? Like you mentioned, Danny DeVito. If Jackie would have lost it, Jackie would have started, because she's such a huge fan that if she would have probably passed out. She would have been one of us that when we see, oh my God, I fainted. So
Usually they have security around them, and they clear the aisle out when they're bringing them through. And I was at that same guy's booth over a small press area, and like an idiot, I didn't hear him tell me to move, and I'm just standing there. The security, there was like a circle of security that came up, and they just morphed around me. And in the middle was Danny DeVito, and he almost bumped into me. He was talking to somebody, and then it was just like an amoeba. They came around, it was kind of split and went around me.
Oh my God, man! Like, I mean, it's just. I mean, I guess it's just the nature of what you can anticipate this weekend, and I'm sure your TikTok is going to be pretty busy this weekend with everything going on.
Yeah. Hey, I need about 200 more people so I can start doing lives on TikTok, and then I'll show you guys live shows from wherever I'm at.
All right.
So 200 people, come on, man.
Let's get those 200 people. Well, if we can hurry up and get those 200 people, so that way we can get the exclusives, especially with everything that's coming up. Man, San Diego Comic Con is definitely going to be one. There's a lot to look out for, and we'll definitely be staying glued to Zia Comics TikTok and all the socials to see what is going on with you guys. Some things I wanted to get to today, and some things that have been making the headlines. Let's start off with Netflix. They're apparently going to be going into an ad-supported tier.
Yeah, they lost they lost like 1 million or so more subscribers over this quarter. So these other streaming services are putting a dent into Netflix.
Yeah, and you and I have talked about this on the show last couple of weeks, especially with just like HBO Max, what they've brought to the table. Hulu has got some great programming that they got coming their way. And I mean, as much as we're all talking about Stranger Things and Ozark, that may not be enough, and Netflix is probably going to need to start bringing more.
Well, with Amazon now, you got The Boys, and they're going to have a spinoff from The Boys. Hulu has got that bundle deal, dude, with Disney Plus and ESPN. It's kind of hard to pass up.
Man, that's the reason why we ditched cable, was to get the Disney Plus, which at the time we're like, okay, we want to get Disney Plus because WandaVision was coming. This was like towards the beginning when everything was coming. So you mean to tell me that I'm going to get that plus ESPN and Hulu? I mean, it worked out. And then, Hulu's got their, great original series. I just saw Hulu's actually got a Mike Tyson biopic that's coming.
Yeah. And the reason why I originally looked at Hulu is McFarlane ran over there with Orville.
Yeah.
And I loved Orville. And he didn't like being on, I think it was Fox, because they forced him to put a bunch of humor into the show, and he didn't want it to be, another American Dad in space type thing.
Yeah.
And if you've watched this new season of Orville, it's been pretty straight-laced and really not a lot of humor, but it's been really good. They tackle a lot of social issues and stuff, and I'm really loving the Orville.
And I think Seth has even said that if he could remove Family Guy from Fox, I think he's even said that if he can move it, he would, in a heartbeat. He would get it off of Fox if he could.
Yeah, he's pretty outspoken against Fox. That marriage is not redeemable.
It's crazy to think you could talk bad about them, but there's another season of Family Guy is coming soon.
Yeah, how many times did it get canceled and brought back in the beginning?
Man, it's just like Futurama. How many times do we see Futurama disappear and then it comes back, and then now Futurama's coming back again?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I guess money talks, man. And then Seth also has I mean, there's also the Peacock TV streaming service. He's got Ted that's coming to that. I mean, there's just so much that's going on that I think that for a lot of us that thought that, Netflix doesn't really have any competition, I think there's some competition out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's these other streaming services, they're taking the Netflix model, and they're getting exclusive content that people want to see. So if you want to see it, you pretty much got to get that streaming service.
Yeah. Looking right now at just kind of the breakdown, just to sum it up as far as Netflix, they're saying that some of their original programming will be on there, but some of the other, they still got to work out a deal with the networks to allow these, because since they're changing the model, some shows that you may enjoy may not be on the lesser version. So what you're paying for now, you can see everything, but for this lesser one, you may not see. So I'm assuming things like Seinfeld that is on there, a lot of these classic shows may not be on there on the lesser version.
So not only are they going to put ads in it, they're also going to have tiered levels of access.
it's going to become too much. And then on top of that, then it's like I can't even sign in from someone else's place because then they're going to charge me extra for that.
They're going to start cracking down on the sharing too. I read about that.
Yeah, which I've come up to many ways. I was just like, okay, they don't know that I don't got a house in California. Like, really, it's just my aunt using my Netflix.
Yeah,
but
they'll make you jump through hoops to prove it.
I know.
Kids instead of getting shamed for like what shoes and clothes they're wearing at school, it's going to be they're shamed for their Netflix level.
That's what it's going to become now. It's
like, you only got bronze. You only got the bronze left.
You got bronze Netflix? Oh, okay. You can't even see the new season of Stranger Things. Wow. Okay.
Don't they give that one away? I mean, isn't that a free one?
No, and I we've talked about this before. I don't mind like some of these services that have their ads. I think it just really comes down to ad placement. Peacock, they place a lot of their ads at the beginning, especially if you're watching movies. They place their ads in the beginning. They're not interrupting the movie. So I'm okay with that. But if I'm watching Stranger Things, and right at the moment where something's about to happen and we stop for an ad, I'm like, man, at this point I'm watching regular TV.
Yeah, I mean, I still remember regular. I grew up with regular TV. The commercials were just a thing. That's when you planned your bathroom breaks and the fridge stop. And
that brand new episode coming out Thursday at 8:00. You better make sure you clear your schedule and nobody bug me for the next half hour.
Yeah. That was before VCRs. I mean, we didn't. If you missed it, you prayed they had a rerun.
And you better hope nobody, when you go to school or go to work the next day, that nobody else talks about it because you're just going to be even more upset.
Oh, spoilers were all over the place back then, especially if you didn't see it, they'd rub it in.
Oh, man.
You didn't he did this. You missed that? Man, shut up.
Like, look, man, I got to wait whenever they decide to go back into reruns in the summer to catch it.
I got to wait for syndication.
That's how a lot of us ended up catching up on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We had to wait for syndication. Looking at, staying on some streaming services, it was announced that Godzilla, the TV series, is coming to Apple TV Plus.
I saw a little about that. I don't know, man. Can Godzilla support like a weekly series format?
I don't know. Kurt Russell's going to be in it.
Well, he can do no wrong.
Oh, we know Kurt can't do any wrong now.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of any movie I watched with Kurt Russell that I didn't at least halfway enjoy. So
yeah. So I don't know though, as far as like you said, like a standalone show, like you're gonna make it. I mean, a movie's okay, but to make it a standalone show,
is it going to be the monster of the week that he fights each time, or how are they going to do this?
That could be a concept, but after a while, then you're just like, well, now we're just getting Kong versus Godzilla. Like,
oh, look, it's Mothra again. Okay,
here we go. Oh man, he just never goes away, does he? Like he's always coming back. Season finale. Now it's a Royal Rumble match between all of them. Let's see what happens.
Oh, they'll do crossovers with stuff they shouldn't, like Godzilla versus Ghostbusters.
I was going to say Godzilla versus Fast and Furious.
Oh, gee, that would probably sell like crazy.
I mean, they continue to keep making them, so there you go, Godzilla. You can have Fast 26 with Godzilla versus Vin Diesel and The Rock. That could work out.
Whole different kind of Tokyo drift.
Oh my gosh! Right? We had to drift around Godzilla's foot. So please. Oh my gosh! Of course, we talked earlier about San Diego Comic Con. What's going on with Las Cruces Comic Con? What do we have going on?
I think a lot of the ads are starting to hit on billboards this coming week. Trying to get everybody's flights and stuff all done and scheduled up. I mean, it's coming together rather well. I mean, I don't want to jinx myself.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. It's so far no real big problems. Really looking forward. Like I said, I almost feel like San Diego. We're coming back after 5 years instead of 3. So
I know,
like the phoenix rising from the ashes.
No, and I think, Troy, what's been a good thing too is, a lot of these, booths and artists, I think they were well ahead of it. There wasn't any last minute. Everybody was like, hey, I need to get involved. And so I think that may have helped.
Yeah, it did
kind
help.
of get everybody situated.
Yeah, I mean, we sold out. The booth sold out. And we don't really have an option to add more booths. Everybody's been asking us, hey, can you add? Nah, not really.
Yeah.
There's only so much space in there. We can only do so much.
Now everybody's asked me, they're like, so we know you're excited to go see Ted DiBiase, and I said, of course, like that's the one I'm gonna be at. Like I'm excited, for Ted DiBiase. And that's one thing about Comic-Con is, and we mentioned there's always something for everyone, and you mentioned this too, a couple episodes already that you said it's not just one aisle. There's something for literally everybody. You're gonna pique somebody's interest at some point, whether it's comics, art, movies, it's all there.
Yeah, we try to hit all the genres. We don't want to be have people come and be bored. So we'll have the cars for the gearheads. We'll have celebrities. We'll have wrestlers. We'll have voice actors. Plus all the vendors. I mean, this is where you get to see all the cool merch. These vendors really bring a lot of cool stuff. So, and it's also the opportunity for these the cosplayers to show off what they've been working on, because these cosplays take a little bit of time and money to build. Even if you're just starting out, lower level amateur type stuff, it's a lot of effort, time, and money they put into these things. And some of them are really the best ones I've seen aren't like the really elaborate ones. They're the ones that are really creative.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think the best one is still one of my top 10 was the guy from he did a Jurassic Park one where he had the little flying dinosaurs, and one stuck to his head and one stuck to his chest, and he was carrying the little martini. It was really good.
Man, but you got to give it to them too, because like you said, it doesn't necessarily mean I went and bought my costume. Some of them are actually, there's a lot of effort, a lot of costume into the creation. It takes a certain skill set to put it together.
Oh yeah, I know. I've got a couple of them, and it's a labor of love. Let me tell you. Not only is the stuff expensive, like I said, it takes a lot of time and money.
Exactly, and that's why whenever you see somebody that's putting something together and they go to Comic-Con to show it off, they want to make sure that it's done right. So many people out there are preparing for this day, like any other Comic-Con. They are ready because it's their moment to shine and show off their hard work and their efforts that go into putting this together. So kudos to them, man, because it's more than just, hey, I went to Amazon and bought a costume.
Yeah. Yeah, Spirit of Halloween had this on sale. No,
no, this isn't Joey dressing up for Halloween that I went through and picked that one. No, man. I gotta give him. I know, right? Like, oh wow, man. He's seriously, you're gonna be a construction worker again? It's like it's all that was left at the Halloween store, man. I'm sorry, but no, man. It's crazy to see it. So props to them, and I'm excited because there will also be a contest as well, right?
Yeah, the costume contest, and that's where you're going to see the best of the best. And it's some of these the craftsmanship that some of these guys put into it is amazing. I'm like, how did you pull that off?
Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be crazy, man. So Comic-Con is coming up. Where are we at with the VIPs? There's still some VIP left.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We're going to be selling those till the end of July.
Okay.
Available online only. End of July, we're going to stop sales on VIP and weekend badges and stuff, because we're going to be mailing those out the first part of August, so that the VIP and weekend people they don't have to wait in that bottleneck line. They just show their badge, boom, you're in.
It's worth it, guys. Make sure you guys go online and get your VIP now, and then you'll be ready to go. You don't got that much time though. It's the 21st today, so you got what, 9 days?
Yeah, 9 days. Is there 30 or 31 days? Yeah, a little over a week.
31.
Yeah, a little over a week.
No, I was like that. I was looking at the calendar right now. That 31 day got away from me.
It was one of those little hashed ones.
It really was. I was like, wait, look, I tell you, man, I apparently need to get some swag or something in here. I need to get a calendar apparently, because I don't even know what day it is. So what do we got going on at Zia Comics? Of course, we have you guys have new Comic Wednesday every Wednesday. What else has been going on?
Well, got tired of waiting for contractors now in Magordo. It's been like 2-3 weeks, and every week it's always the promise, yeah, we'll get there. They don't get there. So the past couple of days I've driven over the mountain and been doing a lot of the demo work myself. There's a little bit more to do. I'm not a plumber, so I can't really do the plumbing. I have to move. There's a few things have to be moved around, and a few new walls have to be put up. But after that, we're going to be painting and bringing in some shelves. So I'm hoping, next month or so, we'll actually have Alamogordo open.
Nice. And I'm sure that demo work really relieves stress, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well, except for the driving to the dump. I think we made 4 or 5 trips to the dump over there.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I didn't realize there was so much stuff in there.
By the way, I that's why I hate renovation shows, because it always looks so fun when they do demo, but then you don't realize after the demo you got to pick up what you broke and take it, because
they only show the star come in and swing the hammer a couple times and then cut. He leaves and the rest of the crew comes in, demos it, and loads it out.
That's why I tell you, because it's like, man, like even like they'll be having me in half an hour thinking, you know what, I'm gonna build a second room to my house. And then I'm like, wait a minute, it's just me, not 16 people to build this thing.
Yeah, not just the people, but the expertise.
Yeah. This guy
like Homer Simpson built it.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just like, if I was you, I wouldn't go in that room. Just gonna tell you that right now.
No, don't open that door. No.
Light switch? Here's a flashlight. You need a light. Just
we only go in there during the day.
And also do not plug anything in. If you need to plug your phone in, I would suggest you plug it into the main part of the house. Don't use anything with that room. Oh my gosh, man. Well, if anybody wants to keep up with you, especially with the exciting weekend that you guys are going to have coming up this weekend at San Diego Comic Con, how can they stay up to date with Zia Comics?
Well, we got, we're on all the interwebs. We got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and especially TikTok. Go follow me on TikTok so I can start doing lives on TikTok.
Yeah, we need to get the lives. Especially, it'd be great if you could get it before you touch down in San Diego, because then we can see some live at San Diego.
If you can push 200 people my way real quick, I'll go live.
Let me tell my tens and tens of followers real quick.
We jumped from 793 to 795.
We're gonna live forever. Oh man. And of course, we mentioned last week, you were telling me a little bit about the thing that you guys have been doing, the online where they can do the bidding. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we did our first one yesterday, actually.
How was it?
It's just like everything else. You have to build up an audience. It's a live auction platform, and you got people who will follow you, so they'll be notified when you're going live. But also on the platform, you can click, a button that shows you who's live at the moment, or you can do a search for who's doing a live auction for whatever it is you're looking for, a Funko Pop or a comic book or whatever, and it'll show you that whole list. And you can just jump around and look at all these different auctions. I can't remember. We have maybe 15 or so followers right now, but we had upwards of 20 or 30 people in the auction jumping around. And, I started with some lower level books so I can get my feet wet. And I'm hoping to build up an audience big enough that I can start selling the higher tiered books.
I liked, because you mentioned that this isn't like, we reference like eBay, how it's like, you're like, I think I got it. And the next thing you know, they swipe in and then they take it from you.
Yeah. And that I actually got to see that happen, because you can select, sudden death, where at the end of the time, it's just over no matter who has it.
Yeah.
I don't like that option. I don't like these last second snipers.
Yeah.
And it actually happened, somebody got down to there was 2 or 3 seconds left and somebody outbid them. So it adds 10 more seconds on so that person can rebid. And, it added that 10 seconds on 4 or 5 times before the final, the person finally gave up and let them have it. Man, so I like that feature.
So make sure you guys check that out as well. I saw it on you guys' Facebook page too, so you guys can get details on that.
Yes,
go
sir.
follow Comics on Facebook. So guys, to think it's already been half an hour already went by, man. It seems like
I know, right?
The minute we get to talking, man, it seems like time flies. Guys, make sure you go and follow Zia Comics on TikTok. Let's get them the 200 followers that they need. Go and follow them. Don't forget to keep up with us. Every Thursday, we check in with you guys. We get to talk all things nerd. You can also follow myself, Joey on the FM on TikTok. And if you're following me, make sure you go follow Zia Comics as well, so we can get them. Let's get them those 200. All right, guys. Well, this has been another edition of Zia Comic Weekly. We'll check in with you guys next Thursday.
Later, nerds.